Intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, are one of the most powerful weapon systems that we have here in the United States. Think of the atomic bomb, but 23 times more powerful. Now, there's only one place in the US where we actually test these weapons, and that's located in Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. The 576 Flight Test Squadron personnel are the ones responsible for installing and conducting these tests, from installing the boosters to implementing vital components within the missile to track information. My name is Leo Estremadura, and I'm here to provide you all information on what I do for the 576 Flight Test Squadron, specifically in the Instrumentation Laboratory, or iLab. Today I'm going to discuss three main topics: a brief description of what instrumentation is, what I do in iLab, and the importance of my job. So, we shall begin this brief with the question: what is instrumentation? Well, instrumentation refers to an ability to monitor or measure the level of a product's performance using test equipment. Now, instrumentation exists everywhere. Your thermometer and your car gauges are all parts of instrumentation. Now, there are plenty types of test equipment used to monitor and measure the performances of products, depending upon the specific readings you prefer to see. Equipment such as spectrum analyzers, oscilloscopes, and multimeters are commonly used in instrumentation. It just all depends upon what you're trying to measure. Now that you all know a brief description of what instrumentation is all about, I will now dive into what I do in iLab for the 576 Flight Test Squadron. iLab has a small part of a big mission we in the 576 have, and that is to test and launch Minuteman III ICBMs. iLab is divided into two sections, one being the airborne side and the other being the ground side. The airborne side deals specifically within the section of the missile we call the wafer. The wafer contains a lot of the important electronic components located within the missile. Now, when you think of the wafer, think of the motherboard of the CPU. Now, the ground side of iLab deals with testing and maintaining the controls in the wafer. You can easily think of the ground side as the operating system in your computer, the part that controls everything within your CPU. For myself, I specifically work in the ground side of iLab, so I'll elaborate more on that side. Overall, the ground side, or the ground systems, provides the interface between the launch sites and the Integrated Launch Support Center, or the ILSC. The ILSC is where all the computers and the launch directors are located at. Now think Houston from Apollo 13. Our main mission on ground is to make sure the launch directors from the ILSC can fully control the missile on the launch sites remotely from their consoles. So, for example, if the launch director wants to turn on GPS in the missile, or data tracking, or any of the batteries, our job is to make sure we provide that capability to the operators. Now, as you can tell, iLab within itself has a very unique mission and plays a big part in testing these powerful weapons. However, a lot of people usually overlook the importance of what we do. So I will now finally explain the importance of iLab. Now, there are two main reasons why my job is so important. One, without iLab, the directors and operators won't have full control of the missile. So for example, if they can't turn on GPS, there will be no way for them to track or control the missile after it launches. Or if by some chance the missile goes haywire after launch, there will be no way for the launch director to command and destruct the missile. Essentially, iLab is important because we provide that capability, the capability of fully controlling the missile. The other reason why we're so important is known through our slogan: it cannot fly without the eye. In other words, if our equipment and components that we deal with within the missile do not work, then we're not launching. So a lot of the planning and launch schedule dates depend upon our stuff. So it's very important that we in iLab get things done right the first time, or else that launch that costs $24 million goes down the drain, and nobody wants that. So today, I discussed my job in iLab, covering a description of what instrumentation is, what I do in iLab, and the importance of my job. I have a very fulfilling job. whenever that missile launches from its silo, I get the satisfaction of knowing that I played a big part into it. So if you ever happen to see a launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base, just know that iLab played a big part of it. Thank you.